Hey, welcome to Ultimate Survival Tips. I'm David, doing some forced cold weather survival training as we got hammered in a recent snowstorm. Well, today we're going to take a quick look at another grab-and-go pre-made survival kit, the SOL Origin Survival Toolkit. Along the way, we'll compare it to a few other pre-made survival kits, like those in the Bear Grylls line, and before we're all done, we'll talk about who this kit is for, who should look for another kit. Alright, let's jump in. So the best survival or emergency kit is the one that you have with you when you need it. So regardless of how prepared you are at home, or how awesome your bug out bag really is, if it's not with you 24/7, and especially when an emergency or crisis strikes, it's all but useless. So it's not a bad idea to have some sort of small, self-contained, grab-and-go survival kit with you all the time. The SOL Survival Toolkit attempts to fill this void and be a general catch-all survival kit that you can take anywhere. The SOL kit weighs only 6.1 ounces, or 172 grams, and is slightly larger than palm-sized. It's a generally well-thought-out basic survival kit that's 3.9 inches, or 9.9 centimeters in length, 2.8 inches, or 7.1 centimeters in width, and about 1.5 inches, or 3.8 centimeters in depth. So it's small enough to grab and stuff in a pocket, pack or bag, or even a vehicle glove box. At the foundation of the Origin Survival Kit is this nearly indestructible molded ABS plastic case. So on the top of the case, we have this orange hinged flap that lifts up to reveal one of the best quality signal mirrors that we've seen to date. It's pretty heavy duty in construction and built right into this lid. It's really cool that the how-to instructions are printed right there as you don the mirror. On the bottom of the SOL Survival Toolkit, we have 3 integrated tools that are solidly stored, yet immediately available without opening the kit case. First, we have what Origin calls the Firelight Sparker, which easily slides out of the case base. See? This fire starter system is very similar to a butane lighter without the butane. You simply hold this little guy in your hand and quickly spin the striker wheel with your thumb or forefinger so that it rubs against a small flint that's permanently affixed inside the tool. The SOL Firelight Sparker throws a pile of hot, fire-igniting sparks capable of setting good tinder ablaze. The only problem I encountered with this sparker was in cold situations with cold hands. It's hard to use this tool with gloves on, and the dexterity of very cold hands makes the Firelight Sparker a little hard to handle. The good thing is that this fire starter tool requires only one hand to use. So even if your hand fatigues, you can switch to the other hand, or if you're hurt and only have one hand available, you can still start a fire with this tool. Oh, one more thing about this fire starter. Origin says this tool is waterproof. I'm not sure what they meant by that, but in our testing, when the kit was submerged for a few minutes, this Firelight Sparker definitely did not work at all. It took about 30 minutes for it to dry out before it threw sparks again. But for a very compact, one-handed, reusable fire starting tool, this little guy's pretty cool. Next we have this small water-damped compass that can be used while in the case or can easily be removed for standalone use. See? Although this compass is a really good idea to have with this kit, and one of the things we often penalize other survival kits for not having, my SOL kit compass is often quite slow to point north, and at times requires me to rock it back and forth to encourage it along. It really wants you to hold it perfectly level at all times, which is nearly impossible, especially when walking in the woods. Although this compass is not perfect, I'll take it in an emergency, although I do wish that it more confidently spun around to north every time I checked it. Oh, one more thing I noticed about this compass. The top of the rounded compass sticks out a fraction of an inch below the base of this case, see? And with it exposed and being on the bottom of the case and facing down, the top of my compass has gotten scratched up quite a bit from just a day or two of testing. And with constant use, I'm a little concerned whether this compass might break over time. Next, we have the 3-in-1 combination tool that includes a folding knife, emergency whistle, and LED light. This combination tool is released from its base by pushing this slider lock. See? Now the big orange part of this tool is the handle for a 1.75 inch or 4.4 centimeter fine edge drop point folding knife blade that's made out of AUS 8 stainless steel. My knife came razor sharp, which is a bonus. The knife locks in place with a simple frame lock and opens easily using this thumb stud. There's a little bit of jimping on the spine for thumb grip. The overall length of the knife with handle is just shy of 5.5 inches or 14 centimeters. There's no wiggle in my blade, and for emergency use, it seems like a decent tool. I'm not going to trade my SOG Force, Buck Hoodlum, or Gerber Gator 154cm for this knife, but if it's all I have in a pinch, I'm happy to have it. Next, the butt end of the knife handle is also a durable and loud whistle, and should prove helpful in an emergency. Next, we have this LED light that's integrated into the knife handle. It's turned on by clicking the bottom section of this gray area. See? Now this LED light is certainly not the brightest light we've tested. In total darkness, you'll be able to see about 10 to 15 feet, or 3 to 5 meters maximum. And with fresh batteries, this light should last 10 to 12 hours. Now the flashlight takes 2 small watch-type batteries that can be easily replaced by removing one small screw in this battery cover. Oh, one more thing. As a bonus, the flashlight even worked fine after being totally submerged for a few minutes in water. In fact, there wasn't a drop of water in the battery compartment at all. Now let's take a look at the rest of the contents of the survival toolkit. The SOL Origin Survival Toolkit case locks closed with this latch. The lid closes tight and seals water out using the silicone gasket. Now Origin says this case is waterproof, so we took it out to the back 40, put a dry paper towel inside to see if any moisture would seep in, and threw it in a watering trough. Because it wanted to float, we kept it submerged with a brick for a few minutes. When we took the case out and opened it up, we found that the paper towel was a little moist, but it wasn't soaked. So we repeated the test and got the same results a second time. So our case wasn't waterproof. I have to admit I was pretty disappointed about this. Now the case wasn't filled with water by any means, and it should be fine in a rainstorm. So inside the case, we have the small main compartment. Now it is really small because of the form-fitting tools that are attached on the back of the unit. Now inside the case we have this braided nylon cord that's rated to hold up to 150 pounds. The cord appears to be 5-strand, so it might be able to be pulled apart and used as individual strands for traps, snares, and other things if needed. Next we have 4 pieces of Tinder Click. Tinder Click is a compressed, fibrous, and flammable substance for starting fires. To use this Tinder Click, make sure you pull one end apart, aim the sparks from the firelight sparker directly into the section that you've pulled apart. If you don't pull apart one end of the Tinder Click, it's going to be very difficult to get it to ignite. Next we have a round of Milspec stainless steel wire for a variety of tasks and for use as snare wire. Then we have an emergency fishing and sewing kit, which is actually really pretty good quality, and 1 square foot of foil. Foil can be used for a lot of things, including a larger signal for cooking, and can even be formed into a cup. Now last but not least, clipped on the inside of the case lid, we have a helpful survival guide by outdoor expert Buck Tilton. This guide covers wilderness survival basics like finding and making a shelter, finding food, making a fire, signaling for help, finding drinkable water, and it has tips on some basic medical stuff. And one thing I really like about this guide is that it actually shows you how to use several of the items that are included in the kit. Oh, one more thing. This guide seems to be made out of some sort of plastic film, so it should be weatherproof. Now let's take a look at owner comments. As with most grab-and-go pre-made survival kits, there are those who love and hate this kit. Most seem to like the thoughtfulness of this pack as a catch-all basic survival kit. And of course, some complain that it's not complete enough. On average, this kit's rated online at a solid 4 out of 5 stars. We rate this kit at 3.5 out of 5 stars. We like that the Origin SOL Survival Toolkit covers the basics and has a serviceable knife, LED flashlight, whistle, fire starter, compass, a good survival guide, as well as fishing and sewing gear. However, we were disappointed that our kit was not waterproof. We also hate that the compass gets stuck if you don't hold it perfectly level, and that it's vulnerable to breakage because it is stored face down on the bottom of the case. Plus, although the integrated flashlight is very welcome, it's about the weakest flashlight we've tested. I think I would have taken a few more lumens of brightness in trade for less battery life. That being said, the Survival Toolkit at least has the major survival basics covered. One last thing. Although the inside compartment is really small and tight for space, we were able to fit an extra cotton ball, waterproof matches, 12 water purification tablets, and a few Band-Aids into a Ziploc bag that can double as a water carrier in an emergency. So who's this kit for? The SOL Origin Survival Toolkit is not for the serious survivalist, avid outdoorsman, or adventurer, or those who have the time, money, patience, and knowledge to build their own compact kit. This is a kit that's made for the masses who want a quality, ready-to-go kit that can help them stay alive in an emergency situation. The size, durability, completeness, and thoughtful design of this kit make it a great everyday carry item for snowmobiling and four-wheeling, hiking, biking, backpacking, canoeing, hunting, fishing, and vehicle emergencies. And at around $35 US online, the SOL Origin Survival Toolkit may be a practical gift for someone on your list who wants to be a little bit better prepared. For more grab-and-go survival kits, check out our reviews of the Bear Grylls Scout Essentials, Bear Grylls Basic, and Ultimate Survival Kits. And for the Cadillac of Emergency Survival Kits, check out my review of the GearPod's Wilderness Adventure System. I'll also include a list of survival kit items that you can buy to make your own kit in the video description on YouTube and on our website, ultimatesurvivaltips.com. So we've just taken a look at the SOL Origin Survival Toolkit. For your convenience, I've included links to all the gear that I've mentioned in the video description on YouTube. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And for more gear reviews, survival tips, and survival news, check out ultimatesurvivaltips.com. And while you're there, grab our monthly survival e-mag, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter to get the latest news and be the first to hear about the great gear giveaway contests we have planned. Okay, this is David. I hope to see you on the other side, and remember, be prepared because you never know.